Hello and good morning, everybody, where I live here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and whoever else may be watching this video. A lot of people have experienced bullying. I have experienced bullying since I was a child. First, it would start with people saying, like when I was a child, like in grade school, first it would start with classmates saying negative things about me. Then, after a while, it started escalating where they were physically putting their hands on me and like fighting me, and then it escalated to one of my classmates stabbing me. Now, during this time frame, when the classmate stabbed me, I was around maybe first and second grade then. She stabbed me with a pencil in the back of my left leg. It was no reason for her to stab me. She just decided that day to just stab me, so she did. And she was around first or second grade, or third grade then. We were all in the same grade. It was around that time frame, and she decided to stab me with a pencil in the back of my leg. It was a bad situation, but that's the situation. Her name was Elaine Poole, Elaine. Last name Poole, Poole. She stabbed me. And after that year was completed, she no longer came to the same school I was in. The school I was attending during that time was Ivy Leaf. Ivy Leaf is no longer in existence. It's been closed for many years now. But as time went on, the bullying continued because I continued going to the same school. By the time I ended up in 8th grade, there were, still bullying going on, negative things being said about me, harassment. By the time 8th grade came up and it was me completing my, grade school education, they would have a class trip for the graduating class. I was not able to attend the class trip because my classmates threatened to drown me to death in the pool if I decided to go. So I did not go to my class trip because I knew the kids were going to kill me. So I did not go. I just graduated and left and went on to high school. But as even though they were children then, the situation with them escalated. It was just bullying here, bullying there, name calling. Then it became physical fights. Then it became the stabbing with the pencil. Then it became, I'm going to kill you if you come to the trip. We're going to drown you to death in a pool. And the whole class, grade school class at that time, agreed to do those things. So I just didn't go, and I just lost contact with everybody that went to that school. And I just went on to high school. High school was a little bit better. Here and there, I would have people negatively say things about me, bully me here and there, but it was never as severe as it was in grade school. Maybe one time, just one time, I had a fight where somebody wanted to fight me physically, but it was never like it was in grade school, which is, name calling or, bullying here and there, but it was never as bad as it was in high school. I mean, as it was in, as it was in grade school. So after I graduated high school, some people I kept in contact with, and it was fine. It wasn't that bad in high school. It was other people were being bullied too, but it was never as severe as I experienced it in grade school. So when I started attending college, during that freshman year, I was being bullied by another student. Her name was, can't think of her name. I know she was biracial. Her mom's white and her dad's black. But I remember she was a couple grades ahead of me, but I was just a freshman. And for some reason, she would keep bullying me. I think her name was Aaliyah. I remember I was like a freshman and she could have been like a junior or a senior. But for some reason, we would catch the Temple University bus together and go to class. I would go down the bus either way, coming back home or going to class because it was a Temple University bus. And she would just bully me the whole ride down. Like, she would talk to me, but then most of the time she was ridiculing me, picking on me, and bullying me the whole bus ride down. I don't know why she would target me like that, but hey, she would target me like that. just do those things. Years later, I saw her when I was working at Walmart, and she apologized for what she did, but it's like I'm like, okay, and she has a child of her own now, or children of her own now. And so, I forgive her for what she did, but she even said herself, she said, I don't know why I did that to you, or why was I bullying you and picking on you and doing those things to you. She couldn't explain it herself. She was just doing that. And she realized now, it was stupid. We were adults then. She was older than I am, but that's what she did at that time. That's what she was doing. So as my years went on through college, it became a serious situation where people started doing um, black magic on me. I don't know what triggered them to do those things because I haven't done anything. Just like I never triggered my classmates in grade school, I never triggered my classmates in high school, and I never triggered the girl I went to college with named Aaliyah, that's half black, half white, to do anything. They just sometimes they just pick somebody they think is a weak target and start bullying them. I had an Asian lady do it to me, and when I was 18. She probably was like in her 30s or 40s then. For no reason, she just started doing baneful magic on me. Sometimes people just pick somebody, do things to them for no reason. So after that happened, it was two white men. They did it too, and it was for no reason. I didn't do anything to them. I didn't say anything to them. They just did it. They did it at one time. The Asian lady did it at one time and stopped. But when I started hanging out with an ex friend of mine named Tanisha, she's from Jamaica. She was like a few years older than me. Around 2003, we was hanging out with each other for a while, but around like 2003, that's when she started doing painful magic on me, and she increased this usage 15 years ago. But she's been doing it all together for 18 years now. But it was nothing I did wrong to Tanisha, for her to do that. I used to be around black foreigners until that situation with Tanisha and situation with other ones that happen to be black foreigners. That's why I just particularly stay away from them, because for some reason they keep on doing baneful magic on me for no reason. So I just stayed away from Tanisha. It's been 18 years now that she's been doing this around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 18 years, which that's what she's been doing. Because there's something going wrong with Tanisha. Something's not all meant to do there. Tanisha didn't even complete her education at Temple University. One of our mutual friends, she was doing spell work on her too. She stopped, but she was doing spell work on her. And she had did witchcraft on the girl. She threw a demon in a girl and did spell work on her to get sex out of her. So she raped our mutual friend we had together. Tanisha did these things. And when she was done with her, I don't know how long she was raping the girl. But I realized what was going on, a while later, while my friend was acting strange, while she was having mental issues, and why different things were going on with her. And I couldn't figure it out at first. Like, why is she acting so strange? Like, I knew Tanisha did spell work. Like, I was aware of it, that her and her family did those things. But I never would have thought she would do it to me and our mutual friend together. Our mutual friend we had together happened to be a white Russian Jew. I don't know what possessed Tanisha to do those things to her and I, but she did. Now, Tanisha never got any sex out of me, but she got sex out of the white Russian Jew. She was raping her with the use of witchcraft and voodoo. She would put her under a spell and put demons in her to make her, have sex with her. And they were having sex for I don't know how long, but it was happening for a while. And even in front of me, they were doing sexual things. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought, that maybe she was, because it was college. I thought they were experimenting, because I remember her having a boyfriend. She was dating a white guy at that time, some white Russian guy, because they're white Russians. He just happens to be a white Russian Jew. So I just thought, because it was college, that she was experimenting, trying something new. I saw them doing sexual stuff, in front of me. So I just thought, oh, she's just experimenting. I couldn't tell at that time that she was under demonic possession. I couldn't tell that time she was having spell work done on her. I started praying to God about it because something seemed really off about her. She started having mental issues. She started doing strange things, and I couldn't understand it. Neither could she explain it. So I just began praying about the situation, and then years later, God answered my prayers and told me what was going on, and I realized what was happening to her. It's a sad situation. What happened to her? What happened to her was unnecessary. If somebody doesn't want to have sex, they don't have to have sex with you. There's no reason to put a demon and spell work on somebody to make them have sex with you. That is rape. That is rape. You're just using demons and witchcraft to do it. It's a bad thing, but that was the thing. Um, she kept spending the night over the girl's house over and over again. And Tanisha spoke to me and said, such and such was over my house and we woke up in the bed naked. So I said, so y'all had sex? Well, yeah, we had sex, but I didn't realize the girl was being raped. The white Russian Jew was being raped. I didn't realize that 2 years later. I just thought she was just experimenting, with sex. It was college. It was a different time back then. So that's what ended up happening. I don't have any contact with Tanisha. No, I know other people named Tanisha that I may be associated with, but not that Tanisha, that Jamaican woman from Temple University. No, I'm not in association with her anymore. Neither is the white Russian Jew. She ended up moving from Philadelphia, far, far away, around people like herself, which I mean is white people like herself, which she don't have to worry about all that type of nonsense. I'm not saying white people don't do that type of stuff, but it's different among, black Americans and especially black foreigners. They will do those type of things to people. Okay? It's a I'm not saying that white people don't, but black foreigners and black Americans that are into that stuff, they use it a lot. A lot more than white people may be doing those things, okay? And they'll do some harsh stuff with it more than a white person would. And we just put it out there like that. But yeah, she's around white people like herself now. Since then, she gave birth to a child and stuff like that, and she's dating somebody. I'm happy that she's far away from Tanisha. I'm happy I'm far away from Tanisha. I'm no longer around her because for a brief period of time, I was living with Tanisha and her family. I'm glad I moved out. I had no idea she was doing spell work on me because my behavior had changed, and I had no idea why my behavior changed. It just did. I started doing things that I usually wouldn't do, like being depressed, wanting to kill myself. It was very bad situation. I didn't realize Tanisha was doing that to me. Tanisha was trying to have a threesome with me and that mutual friend we had, who happened to be a white Russian Jew. I didn't want to have sex with Tanisha. I didn't want to have sex with the white Russian Jew either. No, I didn't want to have sex with them. I was a virgin during that time. But Tanisha was doing spell work on me to try to get me to have a threesome because I wasn't sexually experienced. She was doing all these things without my permission. And I was wondering why I was acting strange, myself, doing different things. I wasn't having sex with them, no. I wasn't doing anything sexually with them, but I've kissed them like on the lips, and that's not something I would usually do. I was kissing Tanisha on her lips. I was kissing the white Russian Jew on the lips. It started out like that, and that was not something I would usually do. But those things did happen. Why? Because I was under demonic possession. I was under spell work that was having me do those things I would not usually do. I don't even kiss people I'm friends with. But with them two, it ended up that way. I didn't realize what was going on. I really didn't. I didn't know until later on. I started praying about it. Like, why am I doing these things? Like, what's going on? I don't want either one of them. I wasn't attracted to either one of them. But I couldn't figure out why was I doing things I wasn't before? Why was I so depressed? Why couldn't I get out of bed? Why was I hating myself? Why was I trying to kill myself? Why those things happened? And while I was in undergraduate, I tried to commit suicide. It just spun out of control. It just spun out of control, and I couldn't figure out what was going on that was causing me to be that way. So as years progressed, the situation got worse. That's when, I would have some bullying, like customers and stuff like that. Even in high school when I was working around like 16, 17 years old, I would get bullied by customers while I used to work at Kmart. I used to get bullied by customers, but then it started progressing where I was being bullied by coworkers. And mind you, I was only 17 at the time. 17. One of my coworkers, he happened to be a black man. I think he was like in his 20s or 30s at that time. He threw a lit cigarette down my shirt, which caused me to have cigarette burns on my chest. They were very painful. They've healed. They've gone at this time. It's been a long time. Then I had one of my coworkers who happened to be a black foreigner woman. I think she could have been like from the Caribbean or from Haiti, but I think she was from the Caribbean. I didn't do anything to her wrong or say anything to her wrong. And she probably was like in her 40s or even 50s then. She decided, and mind you, I was only 17 years old. I didn't do anything. I was just standing there minding my business, not doing or saying anything. She walked up behind me or around me and just smacked me very hard in like my face or like the back of my head. I think it was my back of my head for no reason. So I turned her around and I asked her, well, why did you hit me? She was like, no reason. I just felt like hitting you. So I hit you. Mind you, I was only 17 then. I was underage. She's like in her 40s or her 50s, probably like in her 50s then. And she just smacked me in the back of my head. And it was for no reason. I didn't attack her. I didn't do anything to provoke her. She said she just did it because she felt like doing it. So she did it because she felt like doing it. She felt like hitting me, so she hit me. And that was an adult bullying me like that, a black foreigner adult. So I no longer work at Kmart. That Kmart has been closed for many years now. But even when I started working other jobs, at Bank of America, I was not being bullied by coworkers, but I was being bullied by customers over the phone. But that's anybody in a call center environment. When I started working at Avanta, things escalated. I started being bullied by customers and coworkers. My manager in particular at that time was Eileen Swift, a white woman. She's now dead. She's been dead for over a month now, and I'm glad she's dead. Okay? So it progressed. It progressed. I was being bullied at work um, by her, and she was encouraging other people to bully me at work too. Mind you, everybody's adult. Eileen was like 40 years old at that time. Other people are like my age too, 20s, 30s, 40s, and older, bullying me and picking on me at work because Eileen tells them to do it. And she was just a manager. There was other managers there too. And there was the people that worked there were above Eileen, acting stupid because Eileen told them to. So after I got fired from Avanta for not having sex with Eileen, things progressed. Eileen started stalking me at work. I started working at Dunkin' Donuts at Old Lincoln Highway. She started stalking me over there or sending people to stalk me there. I started working at Sesame Place during that time. She started stalking me there, and the whole all these people from Bingo, not excuse me, all the people from Avanta had came over there, stalking me, bothering me, or sending people to harass me for no reason, and they were just doing things, and things had escalated where Eileen got people together from Avanta, and it became now they wanted to kill me for no reason. So they had paid somebody to total my car in efforts to seriously injure me and kill me. As you can see, I'm still alive and I'm still walking and talking. I didn't sustain any injuries except for the bottom of my foot being stepped in glass, and that's it. I no longer have that car. That car has been totaled since 2007, and I have not purchased another car since. And I don't think I want a car because these people are acting crazy for no reason. So it just progressed out of control. Even while I was working at Avanta, Eileen was doing spell work on me. She did spell work on me to have me have a situation with my ear, pain in my ear, pain in my breast. She even put a big pimple under my arm. She did that. She did all types of spell work. She did spell work that caused me to grow like chin hairs and stuff like that, facial hair. And I never had facial hair, but Eileen was having facial hair problems. So she ended up doing spell work to give her facial hair problems to me. She even did spell work to cause me to have mental issues because Eileen had like schizophrenia and different mental issues. So she did, spell work to transfer her her mental issues onto me, her schizophrenia, paranoia, and stuff like that, and her facial hair. It just spun out of control with them. Okay, and as years went on, It got worse. It just got worse with Eileen. Eileen even was trying to get people together from Atlanta beyond them having my car totaled, her and them having my car totaled by someone they paid. It's spun out of control where Eileen, wanted them to shoot me to death. She tried to get a co-worker named, her first name is Karen. I don't remember her last name. I know she's white and she has blonde hair and I think light eyes. I can't remember. It's been so many years. To shoot me to death, and Karen refused to shoot me to death. So Eileen tried to get a team of other people together to shoot me to death for no reason. This was all about me refusing to have sex with her and telling on her over it. Okay? And the thing is that Eileen has HIV/AIDS. Her whole thing was why she was so desperate to have sex with me because she was trying to infect me or attempt to infect me with her HIV/AIDS. Okay, and it just got worse and worse and worse. It spun out of control during the year 2016. That's when I was in hospital and they raped me multiple times. They started doing spell work on me, baneful magic, all type of stuff. They removed my organs unnecessarily. It just all a lot of stuff happened. It just spun out of control. All because Eileen was telling them to do these things. So they did. And it became Eileen was stalking me. It was around like the year 2017. I went to a psychiatry appointment. Eileen ended up following me there with a group of white people. I don't know where they're from. I don't know if it's like her current coworkers at that time or what. It was a car full of them, and they had a loaded handgun and wanting to shoot me to death for Eileen. Okay, the situation spun out of control. Out of control. I went to the cops about it, and guess what? She's dead now. The cops killed her, and now that she's dead, a lot of that stuff that people were doing to me has stopped. It's still some more stragglers around that are doing some spell work on me and wanting to see my demise. But as you can see, I am still alive. Not just Eileen is dead, some other people that were doing spell work on me too for her, hurting me and trying to kill me with spell work, they're dead also. And a lot of that spell work people done to me, them demons and stuff, they have left me and returned back to them to deal with. That's the situation. And that situation with Eileen was going on for 15 years. When I started working at the grocery store, the supermarket, for 3 years. I stopped working there after 6 months during like 20, I think I stopped working there like 2019. I stopped working at the supermarket. I was working there like late 2018, early 2019 or mid 2019. Um, I stopped working at the supermarket a long time ago, but customers were coming in the store, harassing me, bullying me because Eileen would send them in there to do it. And the people that were doing it to me were the black foreigners. It was consistently every day. They were doing all type of spell work where they were squeezing my breast, um, squeezing my heart, trying to make me have a heart attack and die. They were doing all type of spell work to make me sick, all type of spell work, and this was around the clock every day, whether I was at work or not. And they would just come into work, and where I was, and complain and complain and complain and complain about nothing. Now, some of the black Americans would complain too, but they weren't doing the spell work. It was always the black foreigners doing it because they were a part of Eileen's cult. They were Eileen's followers, and they were so in love with Eileen because Eileen is white. But it was the black foreigners that were doing it. And it was consistently happening for a while. Even after I left, they continued to do it, some of them. But it's been going on with the people doing spell work on me for 3 to 15 years. Tanisha has the most time in. She was doing it for 18 years. And, it was a long time. It was different people a part of Eileen's cult. It was a guy I used to work with named Randall. He was a manager at Bank of America. And he was doing spell work on me too. He was a part of Eileen's cult. You know, it was a bad situation, but that's the situation. Randall was doing that stuff on me for 15 years. Listening to Eileen. It's just stupid stuff. A lot of people who have never done spell work before or that much were doing it a lot after they got introduced to Eileen and the cult she created. They started doing spell work for years. I mean, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for years. And it's really bad. And now that she's dead, they don't know what to do with themselves. Now that they see the truth, they still don't know what to do with themselves, you know? And everything they did to me will come back to them. But those situations in my life, with people, it would start with bullying, then it escalated to them trying to kill me. I don't know what's going on in them to make them do those things, but what I think it is possibly demonic energy, demonic energy. Because Satan will attack at any age. If Satan can see in your life what God has in store for you, in regards of you may saving souls, to go to heaven, or anything you may do in your life that somebody may need and may be helpful, that can help a lot of people, Satan will hinder those things even as a child. Even as a child, I was going through those things in grade school. And guess what? Satan will even use children to do those things. The demons can be oppressing them, demonic energy could be in them, or they could be influenced by other people around them, encouraging them to do those things, like other children and adults. Satan will even, yes, Satan and demons will even use children to do those things. And they did. They used my grade school classmates to do those things. And as I progressed, going through, school and up to when I began working and stuff like that, those different situations that happened, where people were trying to kill me and bullying me and harassing me for no reason. And there was no reason for them to do it. It's been going on for a long time. But it's just spun out of control, People trying to kill me, it's just bad. Are people trying to kill me now? Like physically try to kill me? No. But they're still trying to use that spell word to kill me, some of them. But a lot of people have stopped, and they see how stupid it is and it was for no reason. Just something they're doing because you're a white woman, we are part of the organization, she's our cult leader and she's white. Despite Eileen being a racist, despite Eileen molesting a child, they still support Eileen because she's white. Even after she's dead, they're still supporting her. She's been dead for over a month now. Well, Eileen told me this. They're just so in love with whiteness and white people. They're just so, devoted to white people, they can't even see the truth. It has clouded their judgment. And they love white people, to their own detriment and to the detriment of other people. The situation just spun out of control. I'm glad that a lot of people have stopped, and a lot of that demonic energy is off of me and has been returned back to the people that used it, but it's still somewhere on me that has to go away. And once that goes away, I can resume normal life and go on with my life. It's so much type of spell work they have done to me, for a long time, many years. Now, there's other people that have done spell work on too, but not as much as they have done to me. This is a 24-hour, 7 days a week thing for many years, for no reason. But I keep praying about it to God. I've even rebuked some of the demons away, and God has been taking care of the situation. Because He already took care of the situation by having Eileen dead and some other people. So if other people have to die as a result to make them stop, so be it. And God so ordered it. It is what it is. That's it for now. Just to cut the video short because it's getting kind of long. Let me get some water in my body. I'm so tired right now. Sometimes you gotta drink some water. And yes, I drink water every day. It's a good thing to drink water. A lot of what has helped me with weight loss, when they tell you water helps you lose weight, drink the water. Water will help you lose weight. It will. It will. Okay? Not all the time are you hungry. Because a lot of time people think they're hungry. And not all the time are they hungry. Okay? Them wanting something sometimes is a matter of dehydration. Because sometimes your body will trick you to think that you're hungry, but you're really dehydrated. So if you eat something and it's been like an hour or two past and you're hungry again, drink water first, because it may be a sign of dehydration. That's my tip for the day. And that's it for now. Bye.